And so Descartes enters us into the age of reason with this very dualistic worldview of mind and matter. And each philosopher that comes after him is going to have to find a way to deal with it. And the first guy that comes after him is called Baruch Spinoza. And he's actually, I think I mentioned him last week when we were talking about pantheism. So Baruch Spinoza was a Jew that had fled with his family from Spain during the Reconquista, where the Roman Catholic Church gave the Jews and the Muslims basically the choice to either convert to Christianity, flee the country, or suffer persecution and possibly even death. And so Spinoza's family moved to Amsterdam, which, just like today, it was like a free thought city, and he lived in a Jewish community. And he was familiar with the Old Testament, and if you're familiar with the Shema, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is one." And he took this very literally, that he believed there was only one reality, one existence. And so he said Descartes' problem is, instead of keeping God as the only true substance, he tried to have subsubstances of mind and matter. And Spinoza is saying, no, Descartes, there is only one thing, and that one thing is God. So in a very real sense, he is like a pantheist, a European pantheist living in the 15th, 16th century. And he said, you can talk about anything materially, or you can talk about it spiritually, but there's only one thing is happening. And it's just a way of describing it. But there really is no difference between mind and matter. It's just two different manifestations of the same thing, which is God. So up here, we have substance, and remember, God is the only substance, and God has infinite attributes. We simply know two of them: extension, which is the material universe, and thought, which would be mind or soul. But you can see these are just two different ways of looking at the exact same things for Spinoza. I just find this utter fascinating view of life and reality. They called Spinoza the God-saturated man because he saw God wherever he went. He was in every tree, in every flower, in every human being. And he could talk about physics, he could talk about material things, but he could equally talk about them in spiritual ways, because for him, the spiritual was just as active and real as the physical material. It was just another way of talking about the one thing that exists, which is God.